Hello, everybody, and welcome back once again to our final guest on Inside the Headset, the Wednesday night edition. It's week 4. It's game 4. This game wasn't even planned. It was planned, but we got on the phone with us a guy who's going to host a game Friday night. He's head coach of the Stewart's Creek Redhawks, head coach Ben Caudill. We were there last Friday night. We saw him beat Clarksville. We've got him on the phone with us right now. How you doing tonight, Coach?
Doing great, Stork. Thanks for having me on, as always.
Well, Coach, come away with a big, big win Friday night. Talk about the Clarksville game. I'll let you take it away.
Yeah, it was definitely great for us to, first off, in this environment, play a home game. And, just a little bit easier in this environment than getting on a bus, especially, when we went to Mount Juliet, just a few less distractions, those types of things, being in our own locker room. Definitely really proud of how we thought we kind of got better as the game went on defensively. They were really a talented team. We didn't have any film, didn't really know what to expect. Knew their quarterback was going to be good, but luckily we were able to get a few takeaways, which definitely put our offense in a good position to have a little bit of success as well.
And I thought, I wouldn't have ran the verticals. I mean, they decided to run those. I guess that's what they felt like. They were successful in practice. Never saw a drag or a curl route or something like that where that quarterback could zip it across the middle and hit that guy in the middle. But either way, you could definitely see at times it seemed like, boy, when he really let his arm go, he could let it go.
Yeah, I think he's a sophomore and definitely going to continue to get better. And like I said, we didn't have any film and didn't really know what to expect. We just thought that, given what they lost from last year, they were a good 5A team last year, played Henry County in the second round. We thought that they were going to try and let him throw it around the yard a little bit. They definitely did. But, I would assume that Coach Shelby and them, definitely feel like they got a good young quarterback to build around, and I imagine they'll have a lot of success this season.
What's some of the things that you saw that you really needed to work on this week and thought you could fix pretty quick after looking at the film from the Clarksville Wildcats as you look at your Stewart's Creek's Redhawks?
Yeah, I thought Clarksville did a pretty good job of just kind of mixing up, how they, executed in their run game. They kind of last year defensively, we realized, they kind of do a lot of things, and then just whatever works, they kind of just stick with it.
Mm-hmm.
And so we thought they were going to do a little bit more option, kind of like they did last year, and they kind of threw it out there in the third quarter a little bit, and we were able to stuff it. So they went to a few different things, but yeah, I think just defensively we need to get a little bit more sound in our run fits. That's really across the board at all three levels of our defense. And then I think offensively, it was really upsetting. We covered up our receivers a little bit when we were sprinting out, and just some things where I thought that we had a chance to maybe steal another score there before half where, penalties kind of got us. So we've kind of been cleaning stuff up on both sides of the ball.
I felt like your quarterback executed real well, and you got a superior A-plus performance out of your kicker. And as I did talk to the head coach of the Oakland Patriots, and he said – 2 of the best kickers in the United States will be on display at the Creek Friday night. And you can't take nothing away from that kid. But I thought your quarterback played well Friday night also.
Yeah, I think anytime you have success offensively, I think it starts with that position. And Alex is certainly a kid who's got a lot of experience. Really proud of him. Also proud that he was able to have some success running the ball as well, which, I think any team in high school, whenever you're able to kind of gain, that hat in the run game is definitely a plus. And like you said, I think I believe his name's Trey Turk at Oakland, and obviously Upton Bellenfont for us. They are 2 pretty well-traveled players, with all these kicking circuits and whatnot. Upton's just definitely a game changer. I think he had 6 of 7 in the end zone the other night, had some good punts as well. And I know Oakland's got a great kicker and punter as well, and Turk, and so certainly it'll be fun to watch those 2 square off against each other on Friday night.
Well, Coach Creasy said that the kickoff return team got 0 reps this week. So he did want me to know that there was 0 reps practice on kickoff return because he feels like he won't be returning it anyway. Let's move into that conversation. Coach, I'll make no bones about it. This show, we're straight up. It's blue collar. I was born and raised in a small county in a little bitty town of only 5,000 people. I farmed tobacco, I hauled hay. We got a little saying, you ever get kicked off the hay wagon, it's bad news because, the way it worked in my county is, the guy I never hauled for him. Now, I hauled for other people, but I never hauled for this cat. But Don Lee was a head baseball coach in our county, and he owned an old school bus, and he owned a lot of farmland, him and his family. And you know what? He didn't have to worry about people to haul hay because the second baseman was out there, and the first baseman was out there, and the catcher, and all the pitchers, and the outfield, and the bat boy, and everybody. And if you didn't want to belly up and haul hay, we didn't have to worry about it because you wasn't going to be playing. It was this clear message, my friend. And so the Lee family ran the show, brother. And I ain't a kid. And you didn't report out there. So, we live in a blue-collar town, and what I'm getting to is, you want to pay, you got to play. And I make no bones about it. Coach Creasy's ahead. He sits at the top of the King's Palace because he's only been beaten by Hoover and by Maryville, and I think he did get beat by Whitehaven, but nobody in the county's beat him. He's undefeated in the county, and you've invited the Oakland Patriots to come over to Stewart's Creek, and he's got a heck of a team, but you got a heck of a team. And talk about this opportunity, because it is an opportunity. I'd be thrilled. I'd be thrilled because, the best game I wanted to go play Owensboro. And, sometimes we played them, Coach Caudill, and I will tell you, I looked up and the score was 18-2 at the end of the first quarter. They beat our brains in, but I loved every minute of it, because that's how you get better. You got to play the best. If you want to be the best, you got to play the best. Is that not correct?
Yeah, I think there's definitely a lot of truth to that. And let me just say, I have so much respect for Coach Creasy and his staff. I was able to kind of work with Coach Creasy there for a few months after Coach McDaniel left at Oakland. I was on McDaniel's staff and, was really blessed to be able to be there with Coach Creasy there for a little bit and just kind of get the off season started. And, I fully intended on being there, and then the good Lord kind of pulled me in another direction at another school. But, I've always kind of kept in touch with a lot of my old friends, including Coach Creasy at Oakland, and he has just totally taken that program to a whole nother level. Like you said, just the winning that's happened. I believe they've been in the 4th round, at least semifinals, playing Maryville every year that he's been there. And really all 3 phases there just so well thought out schematically, really sound, really challenge you in every way. They got a new quarterback this year who I think's done a good job throwing it. Obviously they got a great running game with a good stable of backs. Really big offensive line that's physical and gets downhill on you. Defensively, they're a huge challenge as well. Do a really good job of mixing things up on that side of the ball as well. And obviously, like we've talked about, kicking game, they're really sound. But yeah, I think this is a game I'm really glad that we were able to get together. Mm-hmm. We were both kind of sitting there with 8 games, being able to throw this together here at the latter part of last week. Really glad for our seniors on both teams to be able to play and both get to 9 games, I think, is a major accomplishment. And certainly it's going to be the biggest challenge probably of my coaching career this Friday night when we play Oakland. But like you said, we need to get better as a team. We play a lot of good teams on our schedule, and, at some point, Lord willing, we'll play a really good Williamson County team as well in the playoffs. And, we need to prepare ourselves for those moments, and obviously nothing's going to prepare you more than playing Oakland High School.
Well, and, and I don't mean but it's the truth. Coach Creasy said, we went to Germantown last year and drove by a lot of schools I could have played. And he's not being mean, but he's telling the truth. And that cost us money, and that's not the TSSAA's fault. That's Coach's fault. And, it became, I don't know, it became something, I guess, kind of cool or something. I mean, there was some games I guess you kind of thought, at the end of the day, I can always count on that, and but at some time, one school gets all the players, but it don't happen that way forever. I mean, eventually it moves around and it changes slots and everything, but at the end of the day, I mean, let's face it, it's a known fact. There are some teams in this county that don't have to play Coach Creasy, but they won't schedule him either if he calls them and asks them for a game. But I'm glad to see you stepping up to the plate. And you know what? No matter what, these players will remember this game for the rest of their life because you know what? It wasn't the game they were supposed to play anyway.
Yeah, I think that's well said. I definitely don't want to take for granted the opportunity to play and compete in this environment. I remember my senior year of high school, we played Brentwood Academy, and I got beat up pretty good that night.
Wow.
And, but like you said, there were some memories that were made that night. I felt like I got tougher. I felt like we got better as a team
But you didn't forget it. You didn't forget it, Coach Caudill. That's what you're telling me right now. You played Brentwood Academy, and it was a rough fight, but you didn't get killed.
Absolutely, and I certainly can't speak for anybody else, but I just know from my standpoint, the good Lord's blessed me to lead the football program at Stewart's Creek, and I just know we have a lot of region games that require a pretty good bit of travel out of county, and it's certainly a goal of mine to play some more local games. I think that, for instance, when I was at Brentwood, just the local rivalries that we had with Ravenwood and Brentwood and the inter-county games and the huge gates that you get, those are certainly things that I'm kind of looking at throughout the off season. And, anyways, just a lot of excitement when you're able to play local and really glad for the sake of our communities and schools and leadership and especially our seniors being able to play this game. I think the major accomplishment for both of us. Well,
and some of these kids know each other. I mean, it's a known fact. Some of the Stewart's Creek kids know some of the kids at Oakland. I mean, they know each other. So, or they played each other in youth football or somewhere along the way they've tangled with each other before. Well, did you come away as far as injury-wise? Did you come away Friday night okay?
Yeah, for the most part. There have been a few bruises that we've gotten along the way, and we've kind of had to move a few pieces around this week with all that. And that's certainly something that we've got to do every week. Just somebody's going to have something that limits them, whether it's moving around personnel and special teams or whatever that looks like on either side of the ball as well. But, we try to make sure our guys, have some depth at all spots throughout the field. And obviously that's a situation as well where offense might need to pull a kid or defense might need to pull somebody from offense for depth purposes and whatnot. But anyways, yeah, I think at this point, we had a few injuries preseason, and certainly as the weeks go on, playing physical football teams, that's going to happen. And that's why we've got to have some depth on both sides of the ball. And at this point, we do have a few that we're dealing with injury-wise, but, hey, everybody's dealing with that at this point, and that's just something we've got to adjust and continue to move forward.
Coach, we definitely appreciate you allowing us to come to your facility and venue last Friday night. We hope the video we provided you with, everything went well. If there's anything else we can do, and we're looking forward to coming back to the Creek real soon.
Absolutely, Stork. Hey, heard nothing but great reports from everybody in the press box area. Obviously, you're welcome anytime. And once again, I appreciate everything you do for high school football in the area.
Well, good luck Friday night. I'll give you a call and everything. It should be a good one. I'm going to try to call Coach Rodney Salisbury one more time, see if I can get a hold of him. I know Memphis is not playing, but I was going to try, and I did speak with John Barless earlier today through email, and was just about the 6'7" defensive end that was shot last Thursday night over in Memphis at the gas station, which played for Whitehaven, and he was a big-time recruit. I was just going to try to check to see if Coach Rodney Salisbury get on. But, good luck with you and yours and what you got going on, and we'll be back over at the Creek real soon.
Hey, that sounds good, Stuart. Great being with you.
Thanks. See you. Bye.